You've talked openly about suffering from anxiety, depression, things like that. When was it at its worst for you? And I appreciate you being so open about this because I think not enough people are open about this. But for you, when was it the toughest for you dealing with those particular things?
So let's go back to when I retired, right?
Okay.
And I think that was kind of a lead off to what happened 5 years later. Um, you retire, you're trying to be the baddest dude in the world. You're trying to be John Jones, right? Undefeated. And the results when you search Wikipedia, they don't lie. Like they are what they are, and you're not. So I occupied my time with uh, building the school, building the businesses, and doing that, and then had some success with that, and then all of my insecurities about my life, about who I was, and all of these things, they came to a screaming halt 5 years later, with no reason. Like my life was fine. I have a great family, the schools weren't crashing or any of that. Um, and then it was at its worst in 2016, 5 nights, no sleep whatsoever. And then, man, it was, I call it my dance with the devil. The devil took its claws and it put them right in me. And he said, we're going to sit here for a while until you do some work, man.
Wait, 5 nights, no sleep?
Yeah, man, maybe 4 hours total over those 5 nights.
What was going on?
I was petrified. I don't know. Couldn't sleep. Petrified that I wasn't going to sleep. And then I like self-fulfilling prophecy, right? I made it happen. Pacing around the house, crying. You name it, man. You name it. It was the worst, one of the worst 5 days of my life.
Was it because you were afraid of the future? You were afraid of no longer being an active fighter?
All anxiety. No, I wasn't afraid of not being an active fighter. Like that was 5 years. I was already out of that 5 years. It was just all of my insecurities about why I got into fighting and the things that have happened to me through my life and my childhood growing up and and like all of that had to do with why I became a fighter. And then you build up this ego around like, okay, I'm going to be the baddest dude in the world, and then you don't become the baddest dude in the world, and some things start talking to you, and then you're not listening to them and paying attention, and here you are, man. For me, mine portrays as anxiety, so that's how it went. Some people are depression.
How did you get help? Did someone take you somewhere? Did you figure it out yourself?
No,
How did you get back on track?
So, man, there's nobody in the whole world that's luckier than me. I truly believe that, because I have the best set of people in my life that will do anything for me. They'll do whatever is necessary, and one of them happens to be a doctor, and that last day of no sleep when I got up, I called him, and he just had some medical solutions to get me some sleep that night. And then some long-term solutions. And then I got into therapy, and man, what it was mostly, bro, because it's not like that demon of no sleep left. That stayed around for about 6 to 9 months. And, for the next 2 months, I'd say probably a month to two. I mean, I had this group of 3 friends, bro, that I would take my sleeping pills. I would have a panic attack that they didn't work within 5 minutes. I'd run down to my basement crying, and then I would get on the phone with them, and they would just talk to me. And sometimes that would put me to sleep, just like the sound of their voice. And then sometimes we'd be up all night, man.
And now at this time, you have kids, right?
I have kids.
Yeah,
I have kids. I have 2 kids.
Do they see you in this state?
They see me in this state. My one was only 2 years old, so I don't know what he remembers. But my 6-year-old, my older, he was, look, the whole process would start is I would get in his bed with him, because he and I are the same beast. He's my mini. He looks exactly like me. He's me on steroids. Like he's better than me, and his anxiety is here already.
Oh,
but at least he's got me, right? Because I know what this is like. So I would get in his bed, and we call it hand, and he would just take his hand, and he would put it on my back. And then he would fall asleep, and then I would get out of the bed and then, not fall asleep.
And so you mentioned that this was 2016. Here we are 3.5 or so, 4 years later. How are you
What you're
dealing
saying.
with that now?
Oh man, it's my best friend, Ariel.
What is your best friend?
My anxiety,
How
because
so?
it is the beast that took me into the fire, and what I am, the the person that I am trying to be, and the message that I am trying to spread is 100% because of that 6 to 9 months. And yeah, I don't ever like it when it's here to say hi in the moment, right? Like that is really terrible. But when it is afterwards, I know what I tell myself is like, yo, okay, whatever comes from this, it's going to be a better version of you. You know, like whatever comes from this will be a better version of you. You'll understand you better.
So it does pop up from time to time?
Oh yeah, and then I just have to say hi. I never want it to go away anymore. You know, I just say hi to it. Like the sleep thing every night, Ariel. I mean, this sounds stupid. You know, I get in bed. My wife and I, like whatever, we watch like a Netflix or something, and then like she'll roll over and fall to sleep, and I'll put Law and Order on, and then I'll just be like, okay, you're gonna stay awake all night, and this is every night, and then I start to get tired, and then I say, okay, you can close your eyes during the commercial, and then so I close my eyes during the commercial, and then yeah, eventually I'm like, oh shit, wait a minute, and I wake back up. I was like, oh, the show's on. I'm supposed to have my eyes open, and then it just like puts me. I reverse engineer the process.
Wow. Every
I
night?
I